the hidden ratio that could potentially make you a lot of money. There's a special ratio in the world of metals which has predicted some of the biggest opportunities in history, and hardly anyone outside serious traders even knows about it. Today I'm going to reveal how this one number, the gold-silver ratio, could change the way you look at markets forever. See, right now, gold and silver prices are always in the news, especially on this channel. But did you know that there's a number that tells you how expensive gold is in relation to silver? It's called the gold-silver ratio, also known as the mint ratio. And here's the thing, when this ratio swings to extremes, some investors believe it's like flashing a sign saying, buy now, sell now, sell now. Okay. So what exactly is this ratio? Well, the gold-silver ratio simply measures how many ounces of silver it takes to buy 1 ounce of gold. Pretty simple, right? So for example, let's just say gold was $2,000 an ounce and silver was $25 an ounce. In this case, the ratio would be 80. So in other words, what that means is gold is 80 times more expensive than silver. But here's where it gets really interesting. Throughout history, this ratio has bounced all over the place. In ancient times, it was about 15 to 1. However, in the last century, it's hovered around 50 to 60. But every so often, it goes completely out of whack. And that's when traders start paying close attention. And you should too. But this is not financial advice. For example, in 2020, during the chaos, the ratio shot up to 120. Now that's the highest level in modern history. And so guess what happened next? Silver went on a massive rally. See, the ratio doesn't just tell us what gold and silver cost today. It can hint at which one might be undervalued. So if it's a super high ratio, well, that might mean that silver is massively undervalued. That means that silver is historically cheaper compared to gold. Say the ratio is really low, that means that it's likely silver has got really expensive. And in that case, gold might be a safer bet. But the real question is, how do investors actually use this to make more money? Because it's one thing to understand the theory and to understand what the ratio is. That's not too difficult. But it's another thing entirely to make real money. And yes, there are real traders that make real money using this strategy. Here's a few ways to get you started into potentially making money in this ratio. Of course, this is not financial advice. Very simple approach, which was sort of hinted before, which is when the ratio is very high, some investors basically just buy silver because they expect it to catch up to gold, so to say. When the ratio is very low, they flip this and then buy gold. Of course, you can do this with ETFs. You don't need to hold the metals directly. I totally understand if anyone wants to hold a whole bunch of gold. I totally get that. It's probably a bit more efficient to use ETFs in this case. The ETFs just track the underlying price, and it's very easy to adjust your trades based on the ratio. Of course, there are much more advanced strategies. I won't be able to get into that in this video, but I will do it if people comment and want that. You can go further and use something called pair trading, which is when you go long on one and short on another at the same time. You can even build trades with options and futures, but of course that's using leverage and a bit more complicated because with leverage there's higher gains but also potential for higher losses, so keep that in mind. I'll talk more about leverage in future videos. So here's the takeaway. The gold-silver ratio isn't just some random, boring, useless number. It's a signal that has helped smart investors to make money. It has helped smart investors to spot turning signals for centuries. And right now, it's moving again. So the question is, will you ignore it like most people, or will you use it to stay ahead of the curve? If you want me to break down live ratio levels in a future video, I can happily do that. Just comment below and I'll get onto it. I'll make a follow-up video. Thanks for watching Solid Gold News, where I up-to-date you with the latest gold news and I give you strategies to make money and to trade and to invest gold. Thank you for watching.